Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. So whenever you click into this video, it's the right time for you. We're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to get a main spread, and then after that, I'm going to clear those messages, and we're going to do the outcome for each one of your decans. So the decan is the week within which you were born. So if you're a Cusper or a Cancer 1, whichever that may be, I will put the timestamps for you in the description box. I'll attempt to get them into the comment section as well. But for now, they'll definitely be in the description box. So if this resonates for you, it is for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs. If you're not a Cancer Sun, then obviously clicking into the extended portions or the portions of the decans isn't going to make sense. If you're a cross watcher, then you can click in to the person that you're seeking's decan of when they were born, and then you'll see if the outcome resonates for you there. So I did pull your spread, and unfortunately my camera shut off, so I'm going to redo this, and hopefully we'll get the same messages out that we've gotten before. So what I did is your recent past, your current energy, and then the near future, and the Wheel of Fortune is in your challenge position, and we had the Hermit card in reverse. So what I was talking about with the Hermit in reverse is actually a great thing. This is feeling like you learned some lessons that you needed to learn. Not easy lessons, but it's coming out of a place of needing to constantly reflect on past situations. You might be still doing some of that during Mercury retrograde, but I feel like there's a lot of wisdom that has been earned. Other readers may read this differently in reverse, but I feel like you've learned the lessons. You feel like you can carry now that information, those situations, whatever it is that you've learned, into the future with you to make better decisions in your relationships. So let's go ahead and get into the recent past. So with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Wands, this tells me that you've closed out a cycle. If the Wheel of Fortune were in the upright, I'd say that's lots about good luck. It could be a timing situation, it could be closing out cycles. I feel like there's some kind of a cycle that you're finally closing out, and that's what feels really good to you. The Ten of Cups, yes, it can be about being happy in a partnership, having possibly met somebody. I think for you, this is having a better understanding of what you want in a partnership moving forward. If you are in a current relationship, you may have just recently met this person, and you may be interested in what the outcome is going to be. It looks like it's going to be victorious. For the rest of you, I really feel like this is closing out the cycle of difficult things and healing those old wounds and moving forward and feeling really good about the choices that you've made. This is a ton of victory in emotional situations. Knowing what you want moving forward, knowing what you don't want, leaving that stuff in the past, and moving forward with an open mind. It feels like an open-mindedness. Like you can actually open yourself up to the idea of a relationship if you haven't been in one in a while, or at least just closing out the old cycles, maybe not carrying the baggage of old relationships into the new ones because they weren't healed or there was a cycle of lessons that needed to be learned. Sorry, a couple cards dropped. Oh, bear with me. All right, so I want to make sure the same cards are in the place that they were. In the current energy with Temperance and the Eight of Pentacles and then the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, again, closing out that cycle. There could be some work situation where you feel like you're putting a lot of work in and it hasn't quite come to the place that you want. You might be losing your patience a tad bit with that. If you have a project going and it hasn't come to fruition or to the place that you want it to be, that's the one little side note for work. As far as relationships are concerned, again, closing out that cycle where before you may have felt like you've been patient, it was like you snapped your fingers like, come on, this has got to be over with. I'm done. I don't want to continue to put work into things that aren't going to be good for me, especially since you've done the shifting and changing. Knowing now that you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, or you don't want to put all your energy into things that aren't going to end up better than the past situations. Maybe you're losing patience in relationships where, in general, in your life, that you've put so much work into. This is needing to recognize that you probably need to pull back a bit. So Cancers have a tendency, I'm one, so I'm speaking from a personal perspective. This may not apply to you guys, but we do tend to put a lot of work in, especially in the beginning. And we tend to overinvest because that's just who we are. But I think us learning in general how to hold back is going to be much more beneficial in the future by taking that step back, not being impatient for things to kind of get to a place that we want it to be. If that's not you and you're not that type of Cancer, I understand. But it is definitely focusing on where do you put your energy? How much of your energy are you going to put into any given situation? Then we have the High Priestess in reverse and the Nine of Wands. In this case, in the near future, this isn't about the fact that I don't think you've learned the lessons, the spiritual lessons. I think that's it. It's kind of like you're closing out the cycle of a lot of these spiritual lessons with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse there. They may not have completed 1000%, but not having to put as much energy into that aspect of your life, still wanting to grow, but not having to second guess your decisions. So in this case, I feel like when it hits and you get that ping, you're going to trust your intuition no matter what. You're going to trust that gut feeling. You're going to know that your gifts are enough to lead you in the right direction. There may be some question about some things from the past that are still running through your mind. Like, why did I do this? Or why did this have to happen? Where did I not trust myself? How can I do that moving forward? But not maybe guilting yourself or feeling bad or kicking yourself in the butt for it. Just releasing the energy and allowing yourself to trust that moving forward, you're not going to make the same decisions. So for some of you that might be in a current relationship and you're wanting to see where this goes, it looks like you may have met somebody that really makes you happy and you really want a good outcome. So I'd say stick around, because choosing that particular, the week of your birthday is going to help you understand. It could bring totally different messages. So I'll bring out as many messages as I possibly can. So then we clarified the Ten of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Swords. And what I had mentioned with this is the feeling of somebody who was coming back from your past. I feel like in reverse, this is what this is saying. I'm just going to tell you exactly what comes to me. This is someone who didn't move quickly, but in this case, it doesn't feel like their energy was grounded at all. I feel like this person was immature in the way that they spoke. So they'd come in, they'd want new beginnings, they'd want to continue being, pushing forward. Sorry, I'm stuttering over my words because I have a lot of thoughts in my head. And in this case, I don't think that their energy was very positive. So there could be some negative effects from that relationship that you finally found yourself getting over as this cycle closes out. It's like you're wanting to refuse anybody who doesn't have themselves together, intellectually or otherwise. And if they come at you with this type of energy, I think your guard's going to be up. You're certainly not going to tolerate that in any new situation. If this is a new person, it might be starting slow, or they want to start from kind of it's like a teenage kind of feeling. Like they have this energy of wanting to start with a youthful, slow, let's take it easy kind of energy. And that's why you want to find out how this is going to turn out. Okay, and then we also had the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck while I was clarifying that. So that's feeling good about decisions that you're making moving forward. Any kind of energy that crosses your path now, I don't think you're going to question yourself at all. You're going to feel really, really good about every decision that you make moving forward. Okay, so Temperance in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. Again, feeling like there's something that you want to move forward or you want to grow, you're willing to put the energy into, but maybe you're losing your patience with it. With the Lovers card and the King of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the World card in reverse. So there could be still some energies. Like I said, you're closing out these cycles, you feel good about where you are, but there could be some lingering energy around relationships that still need to close out. Like I said, if there's some past energy that's still lingering, there's a possibility that that needs to shut down. If you've just met somebody, you may be feeling like you've shown your cards, if you will, And it may not seem like this person is getting that about you. So if they have that little bit of immature energy, or they're just not as stable as you'd like them to be, you could be questioning that. And that's where your intuition comes in and kicks, and you say, okay, well, I know what this looks like. I'm not going to repeat this again. But I see that you're open to love again. So that's a good thing. You're moving forward and you're open to the opportunities that come in. You could very possibly want to give this person a chance. We'll see in your particular outcome if that's the case. I do feel like love's on your mind. If you're single right now, it could be that you're just waiting for someone who is more stable than what you've dealt with in the past. Obviously, if things didn't work out, not all of us are angry at our exes. They just are who they are. But you know now what kind of stability you want. You want to create that with somebody, and you're going to be sure to pay attention to any red flags, or if you get any kind of weird gut feelings, those things are going to come up to the surface really, really quickly. Okay, so with the High Priestess and the Knight, Nine of Wands, and then we have the Strength card in reverse and the Eight of Swords, the Two of Wands. So I actually like this energy. Right now, it's about seeing what you want in the future. We do think about the future a lot. We're supposed to live in the present moment. But in this case, it's like there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like you can feel yourself releasing some of those past energies. And while you're closing out that cycle, the light is starting to shine and you're saying, oh my God, this is finally happening. I can move forward. I don't think you're going to take anything or anyone with you that acts like any of this energy that I might have picked up on. So if you're dealing with somebody that's immature, I think that's going to end pretty quickly. But right now, at least you're open to the idea that something is possible in the future. With the Strength card in reverse and the Eight of Swords, it took a lot of work to get you unstuck. In the reverse, you're not stuck. The Eight of Swords can be overthinking things or feeling like you're stuck when you're actually not. In reverse, this is clearly you're not stuck, and it took a lot of strength to get you to a place where you feel like you can open back up. Again, it's like your intuition's now there. You've reached that point where it kicks in a lot quicker than it used to, and you're not going to overlook the things that you used to in the past. You're just not. It's probably worn you out quite a bit. My guess is you're pretty tired, so you may need to take a rest before you even put any energy or work into a relationship. Let's see how that works out for you when we get into each one of the decans. All right, so actually I'm going to clear these cards and we'll see what's happening, because in the outcome, it could be a lot of different things. If you've still got lingering ex energy and that person's trying to move back towards you, we'll get an answer about whether that person is meant to be in your life or not, and whether you have new love coming. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the first decan, which is Gemini-Cancer Cusp, born June 19th to the 24th. So this is for the Gemini-Cancer Cusps. Why can't I talk? We have let go of control issues, love yourself first, express your love, and unrequited love. So there's something in the past that I feel like you've released where either you lost love for the person as you got to know them, or something happened and there just wasn't any passion there anymore. That's what it feels like. Even though you love someone or you loved someone, it just got to the point where I think enough was enough, and that starts to chip away at your ability to love a person. It's almost as if as they continue to do more and more, you start to break down and you slowly start to lose love for the situation. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So that could be the X situation. Now let's get the spread and we'll discuss the three cards here as well as the outcome for you. So what's coming for Cancer? Or what's the outcome for Cancer, Gemini, Cusp? The Page of Swords in reverse again, and then the Death card. And then we have the Four of Wands, the Temperance in the upright, Two of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, male or female, this is about so many different things. So giving yourself love, yes, but also finding happiness in the things in your life that matter to you. Not just about relationships, but about everything in your life. So where are you putting your energies? Are you putting them into the things that really make you happy. It's cutting out anything that doesn't make you happy anymore, period. It's all about just focusing on those things and putting enough love back into yourself that those people can't cross those barriers anymore. If you've put up enough of your, I don't want to say walls, and every time I go to say this, I want to make sure I say it correctly. It's not putting up barriers, it's putting up boundaries. And I think you've put up healthy emotional boundaries. So people aren't going to be able to cross the lines that they used to or take advantage of the love that you give. So let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. If there's something in your life that you're dealing with right now, a current relationship, it could be that you're still tossing between the lessons that you've learned and what you've started to come into, that cycle that you're closing out. It could feel like there might be a need to control how you feel. That's what I think. I don't think it's you being controlling, it's just controlling how you feel in order to maintain stability without losing yourself into another relationship. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Again, this is about self-love with the Queen of Cups. So that's always going to be the thing moving forward for Cancers. Love you first and then put the energy into the people that you want to have relationships with. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I think if somebody new comes towards you, which I feel like is happening, that's going to be the result for you guys. You're going to be open to it now because you've put so much into finding the things in your life that make you happy and how to set your boundaries that you're going to have more of an ability to open up to anything emotional in your life, especially a relationship. So the Page of Swords in reverse with the Death card, overcoming and transforming any kind of petty BS types of relationships. So again, Page of Swords in reverse, not being able to get things going, or if they did get going, there was always confusion. Whatever that is, there's a death to that situation. This is also a Scorpio card. I will point out the signs. We have Gemini, Sagittarius, we have Scorpio, and I'm going to say fire because I feel Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries very strongly. All right, so then we move into the Four of Wands and the Temperance card. Now, I feel like you're in a position where you feel like you can have the patience to wait for the right type of relationship. Do I think you're going to revisit a twin flame? Not necessarily. I think you're just going to open up to the right kind of soulmate. You know that something's coming for you that is meant for you after having closed out all of these cycles, these hard lessons. This is putting you in a place where you understand what you're going to take from the relationships moving forward. It could have changed. Maybe you want something different than you wanted before. All I know is that you definitely want stability around your home life. So if your relationship revolves around your home life, great. If it doesn't, having that stability is going to help you move forward in your romantic relationship. So you may be questioning whether you want to settle down into something that's permanent like that, or if you just want to open up to creating the stability in your home yourself and then having a relationship on the outside. So the Two of Cups, the difficult relationships, but having made that decision in a past relationship moves you towards the Ace of Cups, overflowing with love, overflowing with these emotions of wanting to move forward, wanting to experience new things. You could have shifted so completely that you feel like a different person, and now things that used to make you happy don't make you happy anymore, and you have a better understanding of what you want in new beginnings. So you're going to be overflowing in the future with whatever new possible relationship that's coming towards you. It feels real. It feels like they're going to understand who you are at an emotional level, and I think that's going to be super important for you guys. So I would say your outcome right now is not wanting anything from the past. For sure, if you're in a current relationship, letting it kind of flow and see where it goes. And then if you're waiting for new love, it's coming towards you. It's definitely going to be something different. It's going to be a brand new expression of love for you. All right, so I hope that helped. We're going to move into the next one, which is, let's see, we've got Cancer 1. So Cancer 1s are born June 25th to July 2nd. This is for Cancer 1s. Whoops. And we've got a lot of cards coming out. hang on, guys. All right. Yeah, too many. Let's see. All right, so let's get back to Cancer ones. Ooh, having a tough time getting the cards together. One more shuffle and then we'll pull the cards. Cancer ones. All right, that feels good. Okay, you deserve love. Calling in your soulmate. And honeymoon. Wow, okay. So the cycles that I was talking about that we're closing out, that's you shutting out anything or any kind of belief system that said that you didn't deserve love. Maybe there were some things that you needed to heal, not only from past relationships, but from childhood, so that you could open yourself up to the idea that you absolutely do deserve love. Sometimes we don't even realize that we feel that way. Sometimes it's in our actions. It's not conscious, it's subconscious. And then calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And then honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I do think that you guys in particular are open to very soon clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I think you guys are really open to the idea of moving forward into a new relationship. This is definitely about finding that soulmate. You know now that you deserve the love that you give. And I do think that it's probably going to move to a higher level of commitment. If you're in a current relationship, there feels like there's a little bit of that in-between energy I was talking about. So maybe you're in a place where you're like, okay, is this real? It isn't a question of whether you deserve love necessarily, it's just, is it real? All right, so we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Fool in reverse, the Hanged Man, the Two of Swords, the World in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, for you guys, there was a lot of energies of people who were just straight up liars and deceitful, took you for granted, took everything from you and never gave back, that whole breadcrumbing kind of syndrome. And I think you've finally come to a place where you're gathering all that you've learned in this. He takes all the swords that he has and runs. So there's two different definitions for me from this card. It's you taking what you've learned and running away from anything that was like the past. So it feels like those were the types of energies you dealt with very often and had some really big lessons around. So right now, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the World. There's still a part of this cycle that needs to close out. So if you're still feeling a little unsure about where you stand in your, let's say, work and home life, if you're still trying to find that stability within, that could be why the Hangman comes in between that and the World, because this cycle needs to close out. So finding stability within yourself is what's going to help bring in the love that you're looking for. I feel like there's some people or relationships that really threw you off. Maybe there were people who didn't believe in you, and they never thought you could get to a place where you were completely independent again. So maybe you're working on that first before you move into opening up to relationships. It could also be that a past relationship put you in a position where you felt kind of unstable, is all I want to say for the Nine of Pentacles. There's lots of different meanings there, but that's just what I'm picking up. And then we have the Fool in reverse, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is really pretty clear. Not wanting to take any chances in any situation or making decisions too quickly when you're starting new. So when you start, you want to start with something that's going to be grounded. You may work from a grounded place. In other words, you're not going to use as much emotion. You're going to look at this from a different perspective. Is this person stable? The person that's coming in towards you, first you had the Ace of Cups in the main, or no, I'm sorry, that was the last one. There's definitely a new relationship coming towards you, but it's going to be more grounded. This is something that's not necessarily like rushed in passion and somebody who's love bombing or anything like that. This person comes in and gives you that, I want to start, but I want to start from this place. And you're going to feel that energy of, okay, this is grounded. I don't want to jump too quickly. I don't want to make any decisions that are going to create any kind of instability, but I'm going to see where this goes with that Ace of Pentacles. This is going to be all about new beginnings, closing out that old cycle. If you're looking for somebody from the past to return, I don't see that energy here. Most of you aren't. I think most of you are closing out that cycle. This is all about you starting new. And if you've met somebody recently, open up your heart, because I think this person is definitely going to be someone who could go the long term with you. Okay, so I'm going to clear your cards. I hope that helped for you guys. And we're going to move into Cancer 3s. Or did we do, no, I'm sorry, Cancer 2s. All right, so this is going to be for Cancer 2s. What's the outcome for Cancer 2s, which are July 3rd through July 10th Cancers? Release your ex, keep an open mind, and soulmate. Perfect. And then trust. So you guys might be going through a time where you're having an inability of trusting what's going to be coming towards you, because you've dealt with people in the past that just weren't fun. A lot of Cancers have gone through difficult relationships in order to learn really difficult lessons. And in this case, it might be hard for you right now to trust. But I do think something new is coming towards you. As you release whatever exes, ex situations, if you're going through replaying sort of the old relationships during this Mercury retrograde, this is really Spirit saying trust that what comes towards you, it's going to be the right person for you. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Have faith that if you haven't found somebody yet, that they're coming. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. And then soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. I'm going to say this for a few of you. If you have met somebody just recently, it could be that some of the energy from the ex is still kind of interfering in your thought processes. You may not even be aware of it. It's just kind of a side note. And again, the person that you meet may not be your typical type. So definitely keep your mind open to the possibilities of something different. Okay. We've got the 10 of Cups in reverse with the Ace of Cups, the Moon in reverse with the Death card, and then we have the 9 of Swords with the Temperance card. And then, okay, I shuffled this and this came out for the last group too. So you too have dealt with a lot of people who have lied, cheated, stolen, literally stolen, done some really shady stuff to you in the past. And I think the wounds are pretty deep, but you've worked through that and you're working through it. If you aren't quite through that cycle, you're going to learn the lessons. You're going to take what you've learned and run with it. And feel good about the steps that you're taking forward in order to find the kind of relationship that you really want in your life. You have to be open to it, but this is part of that ex energy that needs to be released. Not thinking that everybody that crosses your path is going to be like your ex. Then with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the Moon in reverse, and the 9 of Swords. It could be that there, again, is some lingering, I don't know why I can't talk in your video today, lingering energy. This could be just being up in your head about all the things that happened in the past where things didn't work out and people had tons of secrets or held back emotionally. All of that could be weighing on your mind as you close this cycle out and try to open up to a new love. But I think once you get through that, that new love is going to start to show up. This is the Ace of Cups with the Death card, which is beautiful, transformation. In other words, transforming from that old stuff into the idea that new love is possible. And then Temperance, finding the patience. Having patience with yourself, having patience with somebody new. Because if you've experienced the same types of energies over and over again, when somebody new and different comes in, it could be a bit of a shock. So you may need to take a step back and trust your intuition. You could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a Scorpio. You could also be dealing with a Pisces or even a water sign. I have a little bit of Earth, but maybe a Capricorn, Taurus. So it's going to be super important for you guys to accept and embrace this transformation and open up to the idea that new love is possible and that it can be real and different from what you've experienced in the past. Your patience is going to be required, so it's going to be different. You're just going to have to be patient with the process and try to get out of your head that things are going to repeat the same way they did in the past, especially if it's been consistently the same type of people. Okay, that was for you guys. I hope that helped. Now we're going to move on to Cancer 3s. So this is going to be for Cancers born July 11th to the 18th. This is for Cancer 3s. What's the outcome for them? This is for Cancer 3s. What's the outcome for them? So we have reconciliation. Are you going to be open to that? Religious factors, forgiving and learning, and then you deserve love. You are lovable, for sure. That's part of what your process has been, especially the last probably 3 to 6 years. You've been experiencing a lot of questions about your lovability. Could be that you've been working on childhood wounds, like I said to one of the others, and that's something that's going to be processing through in order for you to move forward. Do you want to reconcile with somebody? I don't think so. Someone from your past is returning to your life. I think you've learned too much. You've closed out too many of these cycles, and you're gonna, would you possibly talk to somebody? You might open up and say, I'll listen to what you have to say. But with religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Because you guys are watching tarot, I'm going to say this has a lot to do with what you want in your relationships moving forward. If you're on this spiritual journey, somebody from your past is not going to fit in your new you, in your new life, because your perspective is completely different. So as you open up more to your spiritual journey, or you start to realize some of your gifts, those same types of energies just aren't going to work. So do you open up to that possibility? We'll see. Forgiving and learning, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Again, as we said in the main reading, forgiving and learning, letting go of that stuff, releasing all that emotional burdens or the weight that you carried of the disappointments in those relationships, so that you can move forward and be open to what might possibly be coming in. I think you've just outgrown somebody from your past. That's what it feels like. So even if you still have love for them, or there was a part of you that had hoped maybe things would work out, I think you've come too far. Your transformation is too big, and I don't know that they're going to fit in your life. Yeah. So immediately, I'm going to read the cards in both directions. Oh, okay, we got 2 cards there. So we're going to hold that. So let's look at this first. Hangman in reverse. Not wanting to be in that place of overthinking or feeling stuck anymore. The Hangman is great. It can be you need to take a step back and rest or think things through. But in this case, I think you want to start to move forward. As you're closing out these cycles, you may be excited about what could possibly be. I think you're at a point now where you just don't want to defend your actions anymore. It's tiring after a while, right? If you've had to release a lot of people in your life, not only exes, but other people in your life, this is getting tired of constantly having to defend your position about what you want in relationships and what you want in a love relationship. Wanting to have something that's balanced is not unfair. But if you're constantly feeling like you have to explain to somebody why something isn't balanced, or you're not feeling like it's balanced, then there's an issue. So I don't think you're going to accept that any longer moving forward into relationships. And then we have the King of Wands. Oops, sorry. And the Fool card. I love this because for you guys who are single, who are wanting to move forward, or you've just met somebody, this feels like a really passionate energy. This is someone who knows what they want, as far as not just intimacy, but they're comfortable in their own skin. And that's really important, especially if you're someone who's very spiritual. You need to understand who you are, and they understand who they are. With the Fool, this is Spirit saying, take a chance. This person's definitely going to be different than what you've experienced in the past. They're going to let you know how they feel about you. If you've dealt with people who've held back in the past, obviously if they weren't showing you the same way you were showing them, this person's not going to have a problem doing that. If you've just recently met somebody, releasing the past and forgiving that person is going to be super important moving forward, because I don't think there's going to be time to waste with this one. Not that you're going to miss an opportunity, just that you need to take a chance that they're not going to be like them. And if you keep carrying some of that into the future, it could be difficult for you to open your eyes and see that this person is different. The Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician card. This to me feels like, again, is that ex going to come back? Do I feel like they have something to offer? I definitely don't. If you're expecting them to come back or you're trying to manifest someone from the past, this person isn't going to make any moves anytime soon. I feel like they're actually very manipulative. I get two energies with the Magician card. So I'd be leery of reconciliation. I'd say open your eyes very clearly and make sure that you're not going to tolerate the same things that you have in the past, and make sure the person has changed enough that they're worthy of where you are in your journey now. So you definitely have some choices to make. Your outcome, I think, is new love and that passionate person opening up your mind and taking a chance. So if you're open to it, it's coming. If you've met somebody, definitely give it a chance. And as far as the ex is concerned, I can't tell you what to do. I just don't think that's the right person for you. Okay. I hope that helped. Now we're going to move on to Cancer, Leo, Cusp. So this is those of you born July 19th through July 25th. This is for Cancer, Leo, Cusp, July 19th through the 25th. Okay, so what's the outcome for you? We have codependency. Stay optimistic about your love life. And healing family issues. And then we have wedding. So this could involve a relationship. You could be married. Or this is somebody that you hoped to marry. Let's see if the relationship is healthy enough to move forward. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. This could be a couple different things. So there's a part of you that might feel codependent in relationships, or you have someone who is. I feel like this is an energy of somebody other than yourself that has addiction issues. So if that's creating a problem for you and you're wanting to close out this cycle, that means you're not going to accept people who have these types of behaviors anymore. If this is what you're dealing with currently, or it was someone that you just recently had dealt with, then I think you're shutting out that type of energy and closing out that cycle so that you don't attract those types of people anymore. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. For those of you that are single, I think this is definitely important. Obviously, we have to be optimistic. Are you fully open yet? I'm not quite sure. Are you? I think that question is going to have to be answered by each one of you individually. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So I actually brought this up in the last decan, but I think for you guys, it's going to be especially important to go back over during this Mercury retrograde and see if you have any lingering wounds from your parents or family members that you saw that had difficult relationships. Whatever it is that still feels like it needs to be healed, if you haven't quite closed out the cycle, then this next couple of weeks is really going to help that for you moving forward. So let's see what the outcome is for you. Definitely stay optimistic. All right. What have we got for them? So this is great. All of this energy seems to have already happened for you. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Tower in reverse. That transformation we were talking about, and then the Wheel of Fortune in reverse also. The Queen of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Everything seems to have wanted to come out in reverse for you in this card, and then the Star. Okay, so you're still working through quite a bit of mental energy. This has already come crashing down. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, a Leo, or Capricorn, Virgo, possibly a Taurus. I'm also picking up Sagittarius. In this case, I'm going to say that you guys are working really hard on getting through this. I think you spoke your mind about something and you're finally getting over whatever it was that had been racing through your mind. It seems like that energy is starting to release from you. And again, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, why I feel like this means you're closing out that cycle, it just does to me. I read, or I say what I feel, not necessarily what the cards mean all the time. And in this case, that's getting out of your head. So coming to a place where you can get out of all those mental blocks, or replaying or rethinking the things that have fallen apart, that are done, I think it's time to release that. So whatever person had come towards you in the past that wasn't as stable as you had wanted, or the relationship just didn't work out the way that you thought it was going to, it definitely took a toll on your energy. It's taking the time to rebuild that part of your your life in order to feel good moving forward. Do I think somebody from the past is probably going to try to approach you? I do. Are you going to be open to it? I'm not sure. I think you've worked so hard to get beyond anything that you're not going to let anybody disturb where you've come mentally. In other words, finding that stability for you was so important that you're not going to let anybody disturb that or rock you in any way. It was just too exhausting for you. It feels kind of like needing a rest, maybe from love in general, and a little bit more healing for you guys. Do I feel a whole lot of new coming towards you? If you're open to it, absolutely. But do I feel like it's right now? I don't. And listen, we all deserve love. But if we're still dealing with some codependency issues or the healing of family issues, then that cycle has to be completely closed out. And maybe you just give yourself a little bit more time. I don't feel a lot around current relationships. So if you were looking for answers about where this is going to go, right now I think the focus is primarily on you. So there may still be a little bit of work to do. If you're in a current relationship, I don't want to contradict what I've already said, but if you're dealing with somebody who has codependency issues, then that's going to be a process you're going to have to work through. It's definitely not healthy. Some people are just codependent. They feel like they need to be in a relationship in order to be happy. I don't necessarily think you do. I think you'd love to have a partner. For sure, you want something to work out, but I don't think that there's an issue there, or with addictions. I think those are people from your past. Okay, guys, I hope that helped, and I'm going to link below the oracle cards that I'm going to pull next. So if you're still with me, let's get into your lover's oracle and see what last messages the universe has for you. This is for all of Cancers, please. Collective, what messages do you have for Cancer Collective? Okay, I'm going to cut this. So the first message is time. You are trying too hard, give it time. I feel like that's just you pushing a little bit hard for your healing because you want to open up into something new. And then we have acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. I think that speaks for itself. And then the third card is deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. That was beautiful. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this message. Please do let me know. Like, share, comment. Let me know if this kind of reading worked for you. It's helpful. I just saw 444. And if you'd like a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. I love you guys to pieces. I will see you in your next video. Take care.